Всем привет. Ну что ж, я думаю, побегаем сегодня вампир. Продолжим проходить. Давай, продолжи, да. Что, побегаем. Посмотрим, что там по сюжету дальше. Не будем так, торопясь играть. Будем, как говорится, наслаждаться игрой. Так, меня в прошлый раз прям выкинуло, да? С ошибкой. Да, еще раз.
Good evening, Mr. Nethercott. And good evening to...
А, ну да, все, нормально.
I'll leave you alone.
О, привет, Тапок. А чем тебе Тарков-то не угодил? Так, нельзя, да, выйти так же? Так. Ну и плюс вампир уже как бы, это уже 3-я серия. Сюжетно. Понятно. Ну, я думаю, потихонечку вот так совмещать сетевые и сюжетные. Вот я все думаю, может это еще экономические стратегии попробовать, если тоже интересно будет. А, да, Сать, пойдем найдем эту немую типа. Где она? Туда, по-моему. Должна ходить где-то. Смотри-ка. Я сюда могу попасть. А нахрена я сюда могу попасть? Понятно. И там я спрыгнуть не могу. А, зашибись, я так спалился бы, можно сказать. А я все думал, покупать, не покупать.
Hello again, miss. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia.
Не хочет, да, показаться? Ну ладно.
Very well.
Окей. Это про викингов, да? Типа, по-моему, вот это, где не мультяшная, а это более реалистичная графика. Или все-таки, которая мультяшная, вот эта территория захватывать. Я их путаю постоянно. Мне просто вот эта мультяшная не сильно нравится. Блин, а есть ли смысл, блин... есть ли смысл с ними... они все больные. Вот вы твари, а. Мультяшные. Ну, блин, вот говорю, мне не сильно нравятся вот такие вот. А тут еще один остался. Надо лечить их как-то. Так, давай убеждать этого дурака.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Так.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Надо же. В этом плане, да? Ну, подумаем. В отпуск уйду, деньги там будут, и я закину на Steam. Там, тогда и посмотрим. Давай, походим. Как говорится, поворуй маленько. Да, сам по себе, по-моему, там не так уж и дорого стоит. Ключи, где эти ключи искать? Шиллинги валяются.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Да, лучше всего под скидки, я вообще вот не спорю.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Беженки все они тут.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Вот, тоже, кстати, по поводу Stellaris, да, надо там ДЛСки прикупить и, возможно, в отпуске замучу.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family.
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the...
I do not...
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but... Thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Так, что нам еще? Так, да, вот это.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Так, интересно, а здесь какая-то вымышленная война? Ой, продолжить. Или все какая-то типа историческая, но приправленная мистикой?
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied.
За независимость Румынии.
Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Ну ладно. Так, ну мы вроде с ним побазарили. Где вот это, да? Ну, в принципе, да. Бронхит. Ну, блин, его надо лечить, чтобы сожрать, по факту. Блин, я не знаю по поводу жрать, не жрать их всех. Клейкок. Я его схомячил. Головная боль. А, еще, кстати, здесь хрена туча народа. Ну, ладно. Так, давай двери откроем на всякий случай все. Двери, двери, двери. Я вообще думаю хищник, ой, не хищник, а в чужого как-то поиграть. Хоррор, который вот этот есть. Как-нибудь, наверное, после этого, после вампира, скорее всего. Ни хрена себе она тут больничку устроила. О, ну у меня есть оно в эпике, когда-то на халяву раздавали. Вот думаю, может как-то попробовать. Причем так где-нибудь. Тоже, наверное, в отпуске попробую где-нибудь, чтобы так вот, ближе к вечеру. Чтобы аж если что, как говорится, прудить, так прудить. Если реально страшная игра. Че она тут вампиры держит, дура?
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily, high fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain, diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort, liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
Некогда делать обезболивающее.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, doctor.
Нахрен там, блин, обеззараживающее, и хреначить. Я бы ни хрена что с глазами-то стало. Чем больше мы уровень поднимаем.
I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source.
Сорвемся, не
Needle and
сорвемся.
thread, doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, doctor.
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along?
А, мне
We've
что-то...
lost the pulse.
Еще есть амнезия, по-моему, у меня в эпике.
He's gone, doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Не, а мне вот в эпике досталось. Три части там, по-моему. Блин, раньше в эпике хорошие игры раздавались. Раньше были хорошие игры раздавались так на халяву, сейчас всякое говно.
I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Интересно. А, так все думали так. У нас разочаровались, что на работу надо идти.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
No.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Так, интересно. Вот этой мы сожрем ее. Давай попробуем вот это.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go.
Ну, может быть.
All...
Но я хочу попробовать, может, это так по-доброму пройти. Но сильный район, я думаю, вряд ли пострадает, поскольку мы... Ну, 2400 опыта я бы получил. Она, видишь, я так и не до конца открыл. Ну, ладно.
It's locked.
Бля, где ключи-то все вот это искать-то, а? Ни хрена не понимаю, если честно. О, ну-ка, ну-ка, что-то. Серьезно, а если вот так вот? А вот так вот. Блин, взяли, ушатали людей. Вот придурки-то, а. У меня же магия имеется. И крови, и тени. Да блин, вот копье удобнее. Давай, кровь отдай. Ну ты падла. Странно, я могу и крыс пожрать. Так, ладно, пошли. Поговорить с леди. Погнали. Что нам остается? Я не понимаю, почему я лечить не могу. меня есть лекарство. Для этого придурка.
How are you?
I'm not your...
Но при этом я не могу его лечить.
Goodbye, young.
Так, а где его папаша придурок? Вот он.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help?
I'm afraid...
Да, тоже ни хрена ничего
A
не...
gun, alcohol.
Ну ладно, хрен с ними. Пойдем, сдадим квест тогда. Прокачаемся. Все-таки надо их, блин, выносливость прокачивать. Очень сильно и жестко влияет на это. Так, выполнено самое что интересное, да? Ну, блин, вот это жестко. Там, ребятки, надо хотя бы 12 уровень вкачать. Вот думаю, еще может это...
Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
А, это убежка. Так, а как туда попасть? Я не помню. Ни хрена себе. Ах, что вы падлы! Ай-яй-яй. Жри, жри, жри. Против него магия крови. Чисток, чисток. Ай. Ай. Да, вот это жестко, если честно. Блять. Минус один, дурак. Иди сюда, дурак. Ну, шумный, я тебя тоже сожру. Иди сюда. Вот это падла. Умный, что ли? Умрите. Вот вообще охренели, а? Боссы поперли. Интересно, вот этого не было раньше. Надо же, даже оружку какую-то нашел. Скорость атаки, выносливость, оглушение. Оглушение 15, урон 110. Это. Большая. Ну ладно. Я думаю, сойдет. Так. Придурки сдохли. Так, я что-то маленько не догоняю. Как нам туда? Ну вот, можно выйти и сюда. Так, давай подрыхнем. Так, нам надо. Вообще-то такая штука тоже бы нужная была бы. Так, нам надо. Нам вот это надо прокачивать. Видишь, объем крови поглощаемый при укусе. Запасы. Во, нам и запасы нужны. Давай. Мне вот это нужнее сейчас. Давай, и укус. Тоже. Так, 700 опыта. Тут сколько надо? 1000. Ярость. Бездна. Бля, я бы, наверное, бездну следующую вкачал бы. Я же это еще не... охренеть. Блин. Сверту. Давай, когда теневой покров еще вкачаем. Выживаемость тоже нужна. Там надо побегать, а вот тут какая-то жопа. У нас еще какие-то личности появились. Блин, ну их надо лечить. Пойдем, убьем их. падла. Я понял, в чем прикол. Зальемся. Так. Марейка сана неудобная хрень, если честно. Так, ладно, пойдем КВС дадим. Тут еще что-то валяется. И будем думать, как нам дальше. Так, я что-то заплутал. Насчет нам правильно вроде бы, да? События. Слушай, события. А ну-ка, погнали. Хрен с этим квестом. Посмотрим, что там такое. Критическое. Да, я знаю, что критическое, только непонятно почему.
Good evening, Mr. Patrick.
I could ask you the...
I heard what happened to Nurse Crane. How do you feel, Mr. Petrescu?
Everything was going well until you arrived. Dorothea helped people and will be sorely missed.
Maybe you should consider the bigger picture. We may not have the same approach, but my priority is the safety of London's citizens.
So you put an end to the operation. Did you put an end to Dorothea as well?
You seem to have a lot on your chest, sir. What's wrong?
I heard you are a famous surgeon. Tell me, what did you do to Dorothea?
Да, ее
She was
загипнозировал.
so bright, so clever. Then you made her an empty shell.
I didn't use drugs or medical trickery, Mr. Petrescu. All I did was talk to Nurse Crane. I promise you.
But what happened to her then? After you left,
Шиби загипнозировал.
Then she got careless and sick, and I had to flee.
Зашибись.
Are you living on the street?
And why not? Those who believe they'll be safe behind walls are blind.
What about your house?
My house is always open to any poor soul needing a roof. All my work here is lost now that Dorothea is gone, thanks to you.
Why are you...
I remember the night you came here and convinced me to open my door to you, sir.
Походу вообще память стерли.
Right on your chops.
А ты попробуй.
What do you plan to do?
I'm not sure. Strange men came to see me after Dorothea's death. with strange weapons and very odd stories.
What kind of stories?
Stories all Romanian children know. It was as if I was home again. Vampires, Mr. Doctor. Vampires.
You believe them? Aren't you too old to hold a weapon or listen to scary stories?
Yes, I am old and alone and will die soon, but if these stories are true, maybe I have found myself another cause.
Goodbye.
Ты, блин, придурок, умри. Телепортируется он тут, видите ли. Блин, до хрена выносливости отнимает. Ну, она вампиром стала. Ни хрена себе, а каким образом? Слушай, охренеть она. Она, блин, живучая. А, вообще не. От тени должно умирать. Сопротивление. Да чтоб тебя. Охренеть! А вот это неждан был в конце. Кто же меня ушатал? Ха-ха! Чушуенно, блин. И я всю кровь профукал, да?
The answer to all your problems, as long as you have the money.
Умри. Это был, конечно, нежданцы со стороны, что она бабахнула. Так, вообще способности. Способности. Ага, иного как. Щит надо прокачивать, причем сильно. Так, это ладно, ладно. А, у нас еще вот эти на пассивке, да, прокачать. А, ну это типа ульты, да, будет. Я понял. А, ну она умерла. О, стресс от головной боли. Окей.
I cannot enter.
Да, чтоб тебя за ногу. Ну ладно. В принципе, зачем я вернулся, ты затем и вернулся. Так, окей. Так, торгаши. Не, все, мы пошли теперь по сюжеточке. Так, слушай, а кто у нас болеет головной болью? Переутомление, анемия. Да, чтоб тебя за ногу. Мигрень. Вот этого алкаша, да? Пойдем, найдем. Блин, я же не знал, что, блин, за то, что ей память сотру. Она дура, в вампира превратится. Причем в едкого такого. Вот ты. Давайте попробуем вылечить.
Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid.
Да с какого хрена?
A gun up.
И хрен с тобой. Так, что у тебя есть, дура?
Good evening.
I'd like to.
Бум-бум-бум-бум, опиум.
When science
Мало ли
fails
пригодится.
you, this elixir will give you.
Как в тропика, да, в стратежке, типа платанцы можно выращивать там.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Нам в любом случае туда. Опять замесую, ребятки, да? Да, блин, ну выносливость, а. Вообще улетает. На нахер. Ха-ха. Блин, он сильно лупит, если честно. Слушай, вот эта штука хорошая с инвизом, блин. Не зря взял. Ладно, погнали дальше. А, вот, все, я вспомнил дорогу. Вот сюда и нам. Фу-фу-фу-фу-фу. Нам, кстати, еще надо на кладбище сходить. Так, она где-то на улице сидит, по-моему. Все-таки сожрала. Ай-яй-яй.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Hiding your true appetites behind a facade of compassion. Bravo. Very clever indeed.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
We are vampires. We live by leeching the blood from weaker prey. We are Darwin's next chapter. His cynical and perhaps ultimate expression.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Охренеть, стыдно ей, блин,
I
а.
have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Конечно, она теперь сдохла
Thank you,
вообще.
Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
If you
Всего-то.
have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
Ну, ошибись, она устроилась. Она богатая и при этом содержит больницу. Вообще, респект.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27
Охренеть.
I shall remain.
Ну да. Но я думаю, ей пофигу, если ей 27, не знаем сколько.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our...
Думаешь, по 20 раз подался?
Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
Okay.
And no one suspected you of the murders.
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
What type of vampire is a Scar?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their
Короче, типа
baser
низменные
instincts.
вампиры такие, да? Скали эти.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then.
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
То есть, типа, Скаль не может обратить. Типа, только наподобие меня и ее может, да?
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue.
Тоже интересно, нафига это
But I
надо
fear
было?
he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Еще, кстати, по-моему, по-моему, в следующем году будет «Вампирский маскарад», вторая часть. Вот чего я ожидаю сильно.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
Вот, я надеюсь, что вторая часть «Маскарада» будет, очень максимально к настолке. То есть максимально хардкорно и жестко. Ну и сюжетка, я думаю, там, надеюсь, будет сильная.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
What is
Так.
it?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse.
А что может быть хуже гриппа,
in the city.
эпидемии точнее? Стадо вампиров, которые сожрут весь город.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. prepared and well trained.
Though I can't be certain. More than likely, it was the once glorious guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society. And like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
Окей. О себе. Давай.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
То есть какая-то могущественная хрень меня фиганула, да, вампира?
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution.
Я так понимаю, наверное, мы встретимся с этим, с крутым вампиром.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Чё за эконы?
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires.
Нормальное объяснение.
But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
Ну, короче, подвид.
Are you an...
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as
Интересно, как это вампир настоящий выглядит.
Forget what you think you know about us.
Такие, блин, интересно.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential
То есть еще
progeny.
даже обратить сложно.
If you did
Интересно.
decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Так, значит, по факту получается какая-то неведомый древний вампир бродает и походу развлекается. Ну, давай смотрим. Что за споры?
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed.
Nurse Brannigan has been recently accused of neglecting her professional duties. Tell me what you really think about it.
This kind of protest is nothing but
Do you really think she could be the next Elizabeth Blackwell?
Believe me, Dr. Reed, a time will come when skill and skill alone will determine who can be a physician and who cannot.
Goodbye, Doc.
Тут чокнешься со всеми. Как вот понять?
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Вот, давай.
According to the report I read, your unprofessional conduct put a patient in danger, Gwyneth.
That's not true. I know when my patient's life is at risk, and I'm more competent than a lot of doctors that I know. Problem is, I'm a woman.
I don't see what your gender has to do with your abilities, Nurse.
Yes, nurse. Because I'll never be a doctor, no matter what my skills. I could make a decision that could save a life, but oh no, that's unbecoming conduct.
Have you heard of Elizabeth Blackwell? She was the first woman listed on the UK Medical Register. Change is slow, but it will come. And you will always have my support.
To have the right to study shouldn't be determined by sex, skin, or wealth.
Ну это понятно, это
That's
было
all
у
I'm
них
saying.
эта хрень в истории.
Goodbye, Nurse.
Это да. Так, психованная вроде бы остыла. Пойдем. Так, исследовать, да. Бронхит я могу, анемия, пневмония, сепсис. Пневмония. Тоже сделаем. Давай, исследуем. Ага. Это выносливость, да?
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Интересно. Довольно такой интересный сюжетик-то, а?
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
Так, давай.
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here, but it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of
Да, и
choice.
какое?
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your
Hematolog.
blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the
И
possibilities.
новых вампиров наплодить.
But the risk of infection using vampire blood could compound the situation.
I know, but your blood now carries remarkable regenerative properties. With our minds and your blood, there's nothing we couldn't cure.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
Интересно.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Нам по факту на кладбище так и так надо. Ну да. Так, о, а тут что-то опять. А ну-ка, назад. Назад, назад. Где ты, придурок?
I need to talk.
Please do.
О, давай.
So you manage a hospital financed by a vampire?
Yes, Pembroke was founded by Lady Ashbury. She's also our largest donor.
A convenient yet expensive way to have a fresh supply of blood on hand, day and night, don't you think?
All vampires drink blood by nature. Me, I praise the lady's exemplary moral fiber.
Как потом сожрет всех нафиг.
If I may inquire, how did you meet her?
Well, Jonathan, she sought me out and offered me the position. It's been a very profitable partnership for both parties.
Так.
Do you know anything about the vampire hunters in the East End?
Without a doubt, it's the Guard of Prewen. Zealots to the last man.
Where do they come from?
Once they shared the Brotherhood's ideology on non-intervention, but they concluded vampires were a scourge.
They're definitely well organized and equipped.
They're extremely dangerous and not to be trifled with. To them, you're a feral beast, and I, your accomplice.
Nurse Crane will not be returning to Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, really? Did something happen? She seems such a very capable woman.
She was blackmailing Lady Ashbury. Thought she was murdering patients as some sick upper-class game.
Nurse Crane was playing a dangerous game. She's lucky Lady Ashbury abhors violence.
Ну да, ну да.
We'll talk later.
Так, все, да? Так, ну, в принципе, я думаю, нам уровня хватит. Давай спрыгнем со своей комнаты. Не будем, как говорится, привлекать внимание. Хоть будет там.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
Так, нам, я думаю, надо будет способность ульту, так называемую. Ах, ты ж падлы вы такие. А что, так можно было, да? Давай сюда. Критическое. Да чтоб тебя за ногу, а. Ну это сейчас в другую сторону. Так, а может где-то выйти можно будет? Просто не хочется особо инвизом пользоваться. Так, и чё? Нет, это вообще в другую сторону я пошел. Блин. Не надо нам туда. Нам туда. Не хочется с ними драться. Походу выбора не оставляют. А больше-то и некуда. На этот мостик нельзя. Не, ну это бред.
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
Так, у нас еще придурка надо. А, там, ну давай мы сначала этого идиота найдем. Поможем этому священнику. Блин, где-то там.
Somebody help! Who are you? What do you want?
Ах ты падла. Что ты, шумный? На нахер, сожру всех. Умри, падла. Все? Все забрал. Вали давай. Эх, кто такая?
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Rid. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Xiaoshun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed.
Xiaoshun.
I must go to the cemetery now.
Похоже на китаянка. Вали. Так, тут что вообще такое?
Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the bodies, I wonder? This man's far too old to be Samuel.
Ни хрена себе.
No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker.
Тут случайно не оборотень сейчас будет-то?
Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail.
Ты будешь сваливать, ты дура?
Shouldn't you go back home?
Maybe later.
Ох ты же, блин. Опять вы придурки.
As I feared. Samuel no longer preaches the good word.
О, ни хрена сумель такой. Да пошел. Неудачно. Ладно. О, да, сильно. Нате копьем кровяным. Уморить. Ладно, потом найдем, вернемся к священнику. Так, а чё за фигня-то? Ну, давай в беде, и чё? А, прекрасно. Так, давай, где тут эти придурки? Иди сюда. Умори. Огонь. Та-та-та-там-та-там. Че есть что-нибудь ценное-то? Ага, туда и могу, да? А туда это куда? А, ну нам там идет-то нехрена. Пока что бабки берем. Давай тебя, у вас дураков. Да, надо будет выносливость вкачать. Та-та-там, там-та-там. Сколько трупаков-то, а? Опять. Эй! Умри ты. Не того сожрал, ладно. Крыса здесь ни при чем была. Так, ладно, и... Да тупая, блин. Выносливости не хватает. Чё, надеюсь, все подзачистил? Не, ни хрена я слышу. Так, та-та-та. Нам в любом случае он туда кружок делать придется. Блин, я думал, какая-то ловушка здесь будет.
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Ну, видимо, он не из бедных. Семейка-то.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. one thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
Пум-пум-пум-пум-пум. И...
I wish the tears would come, but I'm empty, and I feel a hypocrite.
Let your pain run free, Jonathan. Don't smother it. What you feel is your humanity. Don't be so quick to lose it.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me, and it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
Ха.
How is it possible? Tell me. Is it so easy to take a life every night, and then just smile and nod at those you spared?
Да.
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You've felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
You may be right.
Of course. I've stared upon this
Да,
world for
слушай, не
centuries,
первый век она живет.
and time has taught me to deal with guilt, if not erase it.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace.
Вампир в церковь?
Find the solace you need.
My
Круто.
lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
Круто, чё? Причем то, что мы докторишка, когда крест показал, мы аж мрачно охренели от яркости. Так, один сек. Вот, блин, я не понимаю, тут работает оповещение или нет. Вдруг кто решил подписаться, а я об этом не знаю. Нет, ну и ладно. Вот, хрен поймешь, работает, не работает. Так, ладно, погнали. Нам потом вернуться на жалко, телепортов нету, типа тут. Тут карта не особо большая. Там сопротивление, да? То, что я могу отдыхать, это зашибись. Так, ладно, пойдем дальше. А, Ваня, иди.
Ain't safe here for a gentleman.
А, иди нафиг.
Go on, off you trot.
А, я понял, нам в любом случае сюда и топать в эту церковь. Ладно, я понял, где я. Да чем с вами париться? Блин, он сильный вообще-то, чувак. Давай, до свидания. Больше мешать вы мне не будете тут. Дайте.
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion.
Ни хрена себе.
Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Йо-хо-хо-хо! Фига, батя.
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon.
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
Ни хрена себе, батенька такой большой.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Not a safe place right now, sir.
Фига себе, новые враги.
Moving on. Stay back, beast.
Привет.
О, привет. Офигеть, а как так-то? Давай это уж.
Танковый аккумулятор вытащу.
Долго нес?
А, ну, как тебе сказать, не так далеко просто. Самолет скинь.
Повезло. Ай-яй-яй. Падла какая, смотри, а.
Что-то я его с ластика, я с ластиком был, что-то не забыл спросить, может у него уже этот квест есть, тогда полный.
А, там танковый аккумулятор сдать?
Ну какой-то квест будет, да. Аккумулятор танковый ищу что-то. Просто если у него этот квест есть, я поддолбу сделал.
А, у меня кровь сжигает.
Что-то я забыл.
Умри.
This man stung me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
Очень плохая новость, вообще согласен. Тут где-то еще был дурак. Улетел как. Да, вот это печально с распятиями. Да если, блин, их будет толпа.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted.
Блин, на экране мышка появилась, блин, не убирается.
I don't know.
Что сделать?
Даже не знаю.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
Just know, I cared for her.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
It was an accident. A terrible, terrible
По факту
accident.
мы случайно ее убили.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
Ну, посмотрим.
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
Так, а как быть? А как быть с Давой-то, я что-то не понимаю. Ну и хрен ты с ним. О, давай с этим придурком побазарим.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Have you any news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
It appears the dispensary is now a major source of contagion in Whitechapel. Someone should do something about it, but no one cares.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Допустим.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
А, вот этому надо, да, сказать, что тот помер.
Good evening.
It's Father Whitaker.
Have you recently...
If you propagate the devil's word...
I have found Samuel, your disciple. I am afraid I have bad news.
I already expected the worst. He should already have come back. He is dead, isn't it?
Yes, he is now. The epidemic took him.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause. He would have rewarded you himself if you'd found me in that awful cemetery. Please accept this money.
Tobias Whitaker, confess why you burnt those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No! No.
You're not the savior of London.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reed. I am only driven by the thousands of innocents I save each night.
No.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood, sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fear of the dying.
A laughing queen dressed in...
This epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's toy.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Ну как же.
Why?
I sent...
A laugh...
This epidemic...
But who is she?
She...
Your disciple, Samuel.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly...
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
Your precious Samuel used you. He was an immoral crook.
If that's true...
I have heard an...
Окей, так. Ну-ка, это что? Будет что, не?
You again?
Harry doesn't seem happy.
I've always put my son's interests above everything else.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane.
Since the criminal nature of your...
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Goodbye.
Ну вообще-то ничем не болеет. Переутомление. Ну, пойдем попробуем впендюрить. А, это он. Вот она.
Good evening, Christina.
Change you.
What?
Two girls I know went to the dispensary yesterday.
Тоже не могу лекарство дать. Ну, это какая-то... Я не понимаю, как вот это сделать. Честно говоря. Причем лекарство имеется.
Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid...
Have you any news?
Not recently.
A gun? Alcohol.
is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Тоже, да, нафига?
How are you?
I'm not your...
Have you
Never heard?
Тоже.
Goodbye, young man.
Может, потом как-нибудь. Вроде хочется и вылечить, а толку никак.
It's locked.
Та-та-та.
I order you to step back.
Блин, а вот враги новые появились. Ни хрена себе. Вот этой хрени надо держаться подальше. Да падла! Ну-ка, если я вот так вот... А, да ладно! Ты меня видишь? Ни хрена, он сильный. Умри. Да чё вас так много-то? Блин. Откаты еще. Ведь опять священник. Слушай, а не пошли бы вы нахрен, а вот реально. Это и тут тоже. Па-па-пам, блин. Священник. Или как его там зовут, проповедник? Нафиг идите.
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth. You. I remember you.
А, вот он. Смотри-ка. И кто он такой?
I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature.
What are you? I am the land. You are our champion.
Чё? Кто он такой, блин, а?
Tell me what you are.
I am the whitened bones and blackened soil. The land made.
Опять загадки, загадки.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged. This has something to do with the epidemic. Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
Опупенно, блин.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
Так. Ладно, давай сюда.
It's locked.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan.
Даже
This is
интересно.
sacred ground, neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
Да ты что?
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
Эта камера маленько неудобно сделана.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
Jonathan, please. I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCallum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Я вспомнил, там этот... Тоже типа священника. В доки, да?
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
В доки. выносливость. Даже не знаю, что мне со всем этим делать-то. Можно вроде бы как бы улучшить, а есть ли смысл? Больше урона. Мне бы расход, а вот расход уменьшения выносливости. Фу-фу-фу, урон. А, ну понятно. Угу. Вообще, по факту бы уменьшить бы все это. А, ну 160, ну нормально. Так, и дальше. Теперь нам в порт, да? Замечательно. Как лекарство, товарищ, хрен поймешь.
What on earth happened here?
А, эту бабульку грохнули. Которая типа это со сплетнями.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan. What can you tell me about the...
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No. I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Did you see Sean Hampton?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but... Well,
Goodbye.
А, кстати, пойдем проверим вот эту придурка, которую мы типа пытались вылечить. Где он? А, живой, смотрите.
Good evening, Mr.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Please.
I heard Miss Jones call for help from her bedroom. There were some loud noises, like people fighting. All of a sudden, it went quiet.
Do you know who the nurse was?
Not sure, but I think it was Nurse Hawkins.
Goodbye for now.
Непонятно. Давай у тебя, придурок, спросим.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr.
Тоже ни хрена. А вот.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's of...
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Can you tell me?
I'm sure it was not your fault, Dr. Reid.
My fault?
Oh, nothing. It's just...
Ни хрена больше.
Goodbye.
Странно. Ну да ладно. Ладно, пошли.
Oh, Jonathan. I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman. Butchered by some savage scowl.
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm at least partially responsible. The man, the scowl, I brought him here.
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
Так, вот.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Ну, фиг его знает. Так.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
Я думаю, хрен мы мимо них пройдем просто так.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich.
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
Thank you, my lady.
Так, не понял. Она что, сдохла? Нет, сюда. А, нет. Так, нам надо вот этого найти. А, это я понял, где примерно. Это у нас там, где кладбище было. Я ушел оттуда. А зря. Так, там какая-то история.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, you're an idiot.
Так, я что-то не понял все равно. Она, видимо, все. Ну и хрен с ним. Надо было вот сюда. Ну ладно, профукали так профукали. Ладненько, давай добежим до порта. Туда портанемся. Головная боль. Может, тебе все-таки получится дать лекарство-то?
Good evening. Evening, Dr. Reid.
Ни хрена. Вот как дать лекарство? Тут медосмотр. Ну. Блять, ладно. Хрен с ним, видимо, из-за того, что она не проверенная, не это. Нифига, да? Док. Ну, я, в принципе, наверное, предлагаю тут остановиться в доках. Вот, и уже продолжить уже в следующей серии. Вот, поэтому на сегодня все. Спасибо, кто смотрел и будет смотреть. Подписываемся, ставим лайки. И до следующей серии. Всем пока.